What's up, everybody? I'm here with Dan.
Hi, everybody.
And today, so we've got the news for the new lineup for Guardians of the Galaxy, which will kick off in the the Free Comic Book Day next year?
Yes, I believe it's the 2014 Free Comic Book Day special, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It's so weird that we're getting this now and not, like, I thought they would announce this January or December. This seems like a little early.
Yeah, it's actually very early now that I think about it. Like, I wasn't thinking about the time frame when this was happening when I saw the story because I was just kind of giddy about it. But, yeah, that is a while off. I mean, it's cool that we're told now because,
I mean, I know Marvel can't keep a secret for the life of them, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have them tell me secrets like this than, like, story details, you know?
Yeah. So, Guardians of the Galaxy is getting renumbered again.
I don't think it's getting renumbered. I think they're just putting the team, like, new people on the team.
Oh.
But the article didn't say anything about renumbering. That's why I say that.
I was just thinking, new team. Maybe it's a new renumbering. I don't. Yeah, because totally we can't count past 12, right, Marvel? I mean, seriously, there's some of the issues are getting renumbered, and it's insane. But enough about that. So they've revealed what we believe to be the full lineup, and we got some obvious members. We have Star-Lord, we got Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. But there are two new members that made me and Dan go, woo!
Yes, very much so.
Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, and Flash Thompson, Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, first off, let me say this, Dan. It makes me so happy that Flash Thompson is still Venom. Now that, so he's not, so obviously he still has the Venom stuff, and he's not getting his stuff taken away from him in Superior Venom.
Yes, I'm very happy about that. I was very worried that the Superior Venom thing in the Superior Spider-Man book, the story, I think it's happening, like, in a couple issues, or the next issue, anyway. I was worried that he was going to get the costume taken away from him and all that, which was going to be disappointing to me because he's been my favorite person to wear the Venom suit ever. But I'm very glad that he's not only keeping the symbiote, but he's coming under the pen of Brian Michael Bendis, one of the best writers at the company, in my opinion.
Yeah. First he got Remender, then he got... Well, he was pretty much Remender's character. Flash Thompson is more or less like Remender's character. He was there with him from his ongoing all the way to his Secret Avengers run, and he felt like he just stuck with Remender until he was finally done with the character, and then he got moved on to Bunn.
Yeah, and Colin Bunn did a really good job with him, too. I liked Colin Bunn's stuff. Yeah, but definitely, like, in terms of defining what sorts of things that were done with the character, I would agree. At least Flash Thompson in the Venom suit, where Remender did really some defining things with it and did a really great job. I loved that book when he was writing it.
Yeah, that was the thing, too. I loved, I've read, I've been meaning to get all the trades of Flash Thompson Venom, but dear Lord, he's made, Flash Thompson's always been a great character, but I think he's made not only Flash Thompson a great character, but he's made Venom a 90s character that no one's really cared about since Eddie Brock lost the symbiote power into, like, a very cool Marvel anti-hero.
Yeah, and it's very cool that they pulled from the already existing supporting cast and gave one of the characters that's been around since Spider-Man's first appearance something to do again. Because Flash Thompson hadn't really had a lot to do since the 80s when he was involved in all that Hobgoblin shenanigans, when people thought he was the Hobgoblin back then and he was an alcoholic. That's where all the stuff Remender was pulling from, all that character stuff, that's where it came from the last time he really had big character things to do. So it's very interesting that you took a character, the last big stories he had in the 80s, and combined him with a villain whose first appearance big stories were also in the 80s and smashed them together. Very, very cool idea.
Yeah. But yeah, at first when you told me about this, I was like, really? Because he always was like, how they've been pitching him is making him like a secret agent / anti-hero, and I was kind of like, he's in space now, what? And then you said, hey, symbiotes are from space, it makes sense.
Yeah, and the thing that excites me about this whole thing is we have Venom on a space cosmic Avengers-esque kind of team, and the backstory as to where the symbiotes come from, what planet they're from, and their cultural history is really undefined. So
unless you look at that that god-awful Spider-Man event of Planet of the Symbiotes, which is fucking terrible.
Yeah, and, like, you don't actually go to the symbiote homeworld and see, like, where they exactly come from in that, necessarily. So I think Bendis could potentially give us the symbiote homeworld in the Marvel continuity, which I think would be very, very cool.
Yeah. And, maybe he can give us some canon knowledge of what the symbiotes are and what their purpose is, and did they evolve from something, like a whole history, or is there really a homeworld, or are they just parasites?
Yeah, I think there has been mentioned before, not necessarily shown in story, but, like, I think there was, like, an issue where, like, Carnage mentioned that, like, Galactus had eaten the homeworld, but they could have very easily migrated to somewhere else. I don't know if Bendis will even consider that sort of thing.
Yeah. Before anyone mentions... sorry, Dan.
I was just going to say, but we'll see.
Yeah. Before anyone mentions Planet of the Symbiotes, that god-awful Spider-Man event, the thing is with that is that that's a fucking mess. And the whole symbiote army thing, yeah, that turned out to be nothing but bullshit. So maybe we can get a better remake of Planet of the Symbiotes.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the other new member, Carol Danvers. Like I was telling you before we did the video, man, I think what it looks like, because they've been, for the past almost 2 years now, they've been pushing hard for Carol Danvers to be like, I think they're trying to make her the female face of the Marvel Universe, outside, just like how Wonder Woman is to DC Comics. And that's the thing, too, like, we've never really had a female face of Marvel, because there's so many great female characters over at Marvel, but I think Carol might become that female face.
I think it's a very good idea. Mostly because, in terms of, like, the Avengers characters, I know, like, you have all the X-Men females and stuff like that, and they're all great characters as well, and, the characters that have been in all the Marvel books, really. They do have a great stable of female characters. I just don't think they've gotten the public exposure that the DC ones have. But the Marvel comics lately have been very much in synergy with what's going on in the cinematic universe, and, they're trying to really promote the Avengers characters, and Carol has been one of, if not the most prominent female Avenger over the years, so I think it makes a lot of sense for her to fill that role. I could see that, the same sort of thing being done with Spider-Woman. Bendis did a lot with her in his run, and let's see other characters. Oh, Scarlet Witch as well. Those three characters, I could see, filling that role, but I think Carol is the one that's, like, pushing right now, and hopefully we see a Carol Danvers movie, because how cool would it be, like, if Skye ends up being Spider-Woman in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we get her on that team, we have Carol Danvers on Guardians of the Galaxy in the movie, and we have Scarlet Witch on the Avengers in the movies. I think that would be pretty cool, huh?
Wait, where are are these fan theories of her might becoming Spider-Woman?
Yeah, I think that's happening.
Really? Okay, no, I don't mean, I'm not trying to sound mean, dude. I'm curious to know where you're getting this from, where you think this is coming from.
Okay, well, I'll explain it to you after we finish recording. But yeah, I just think that would be very cool to sort of synergize everything, especially with the female characters, because Joss Whedon's a female character kind of guy. He likes his strong female characters. All right.
Okay, so we have Carol Danvers, who obviously, hopefully, we'll get some stuff with the Kree. And maybe more of the there's kind of the semi-Captain Marvel family. Like, he's had other, the original Captain Marvel, Marvel, had a lot of family. He had a lot of children. He had Tharla Vale. He had Hulkling from Young Avengers. He's also his son, and he also had Guineas Vale. So, because I want to see Bendis, like, there is technically a Captain Marvel family in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I didn't really know all of those sorts of character relationships personally, because I'm not a big Captain Marvel person, or Young Avengers person, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I just finished reading Children's Crusade, so...
Oh, nice.
It really, like, that book, not only is that book amazing, but that's one of the few comics that made me cry at the end.
I'm going to have to check that out, because I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
From everybody that I've talked to.
Yeah, but the other thing is that we don't know if this is a renumbering or a relaunch, or, because obviously Marvel loves to relaunch, so I was thinking in the back of my head, oh, new team, must be a relaunch of the number.
I don't think they're going to do that, because Guardians already sells well. The only reason they're rebooting Captain Marvel is because the sales have been poor, and whenever you put a new #1 out, the sales will jump and spike. And then the other renumberings they've done are because new creative teams have come on. Like, they renumbered Fantastic Four because James Robinson's doing it now, and some of the other books. But I don't think Guardians is going to be renumbered, but we'll see.
I find it weird that why can't we just jump to another run? Why can't we just have another, like some of the other comics where, you have another writer take over from the other numbering? Why just, I don't know. I don't know. At least, they're not completely rebooting the universe. That's all that's in the back of my mind, and I'll take it or leave it sometimes with most of these creative teams. But
yeah, I mean, I'll take renumberings over crappy stories any day.
Yeah, but yeah, with this is that we don't know, and also like we said is that this is coming out. What'd you say? The Free Comic Book Day preview.
Yes, that's when it officially begins, I think, and then I don't know when it's going to be introduced into the books. Probably the month after, I would imagine. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Now, and also, I'm kind of surprised when you said that Guardians of the Galaxy is selling well. I did not think that book had good sales because it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
You put Bendis on any book, it sells pretty well.
Oh yeah, and you also have Neil Gaiman co-writing.
And you had Steve McNiven initially, too, and that was a big draw. And now you get Sarah Pichelli, who's also a fantastic artist. Whenever you put, it's the same sort of thing over at DC. Like, whenever you put Jeff Johns on a book, it sells really well.
Yeah. But now you have Bendis and fucking Neil Gaiman, like, two huge writers together on one book. I forgot about that. Like, oh yeah, it's Bendis, he'll sell anything. And now you have Gaiman. You have everyone's money. And now, with the rest of the team, you've got the other ones, Star-Lord, Gamora, Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Drax. But the thing is that I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, where's that other character, Angela? Or, some of the other characters they introduced in here. Like, are they going to do... Because now that Angela, a Spawn character, is now part of the Marvel Universe, is she going to get her own... Because I've heard, like, a bunch of talk, like, is she going to get her own ongoing now? Or is she going to be part of Avengers or something like that? Because I've been hearing all kinds of things.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with her. She showed up in the most recent issue of Guardians again. So... I don't know if Bendis is planning on keeping her on the team and she's just not in this teaser image. I don't really know. Or if she's going elsewhere. That's not a character I've had a whole lot of investment in anyway. Like, when she showed up here, she was fine. In the issues I read of Guardians, she was fine. But I don't know. I don't really have too much attachment to her yet. I haven't read any... And granted, I haven't read any Spawn comics, so I don't have any prior baggage with her. So, it's the sort of thing where I could take her or leave her. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, that's my thing too. But it was just kind of huge news that a Spawn character, and it's not like, oh, it's a totally new version. No, it's the same character from the Spawn universe is a part of this, and we were all kind of like, this is so surreal because the thing called Spawn Year was going on.
Right, and then you got Marvel recently announced that Miracle Man is going to be in the Marvel Universe.
Wait, that Alan Moore character? That Miracle Man?
Yeah. So
how did they do that?
I don't know how they're doing it, but it'll be interesting to see which book he gets introduced in and how they end up doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets introduced in some Bendis written book or even in this
Avengers
thing.
Actually, I'm going to bet you that he appears in Avengers World.
Oh, the Hickman book?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting. I mean, Avengers makes sense for him to go there, I suppose.
Yeah. I was just like, how did they get... That's an Alan... How did... My brain hurts right now.
They actually acquired the rights to him a while ago. I think, maybe... I don't know the exact time frame, but they tried to reprint the trades a good, maybe 3-4 years ago, and they forgot to give Alan Moore credit on the trades, and that created more legal stuff. So it's been in the making for a while.
Yeah. It's just now's the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for this Guardians thing. I'm already reading Guardians, so I don't have to read another book to get my Venom fix. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's still good to have Flash Thompson still as Venom and still relevant in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, and I'm sort of just assuming it's Flash Thompson because he looks exactly the same in the teaser image. So hopefully my assumption is right. But
yeah, well, yeah. Let's hope that after the end of this arc, it goes right back to Flash is just like, give me that symbiote back, boy.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think adding these two characters to this kind of team is good because you don't really have any. I mean, Star-Lord's kind of an exception, and Tony Stark was on the team before. I don't know where Tony is going. In this image, he doesn't seem to be there. I wouldn't mind Tony leaving. That would be fine with me. But you kind of need more earthly, grounded, kind of real people on this team, I think, if you take Tony out of the dynamic, at least in the comics. I mean, not in the movies necessarily, but I don't know. I would like to see more, like, grounded kind of people on this team, because they're all sort of, aliens or people that were born of with this huge, like, imperial space legacy thrust upon them, I guess.
Yeah. I would actually like to see one of the Inhumans on the team.
That would be cool. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that somehow plays into this because of that whole inhumanity mood, as Fraction calls it, going throughout the Marvel Universe soon. I don't know if inhumanity will be over by the time this comes out, but I'm not really sure how long it's supposed to be going.
Yeah. My thing is that I keep forgetting that Infinity's there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's still going on.
Yeah, I kind of forget about it too. Hopefully it finishes well. I've liked what I've understood of it so far.
Yeah.
But I'm not reading all of the tie-ins in terms of like the two Avengers books and the main book that Hickman's writing. I'm only reading one of the side Avengers books because I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll start reading Guardians because again, I'm finding a job now, and I'm very close to getting a new job. So I'll have money to get Guardians of the Galaxy next year. So with Venom and Captain Marvel, and with all these other characters, and not to mention, they have a movie coming at the end of next year.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that's one of the things that's really helping the book sales-wise too is the movie hype.
Yeah.
But, well, just in terms of, like, a lot of people don't know what Guardians is, like, me, when I first heard that was announced, like, I'm a big Marvel guy, and that was something that I had never read before, and Bendis was writing the comic, it's like, I gotta see what this is.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable. I've been really liking the characters so far. I don't know if they're drastically different than what had been done before, but I like the way Bendis writes them.
Yeah. The last two writers that made them, like, big characters were Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, and their stuff had a lot of space. And for the longest time, Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning were, like, the head writers for all things Marvel Cosmic, from Annihilation all the way to War of Kings.
I remember that. They did the Nova book, too, didn't they? When that was an ongoing series?
Yeah, they did.
Nice, nice.
Well, I've got nothing else to say other than I'm really excited for this book.
Same here. Let us know what you guys think. I think it's an interesting fit. Kind of an oddball pick, but there is some sort of connection there with Venom. I think Captain Marvel makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I like both of them on this team. I think it's a good idea.
You know who I would have picked? I mean, yeah, Venom's cool, but you know who I would have picked for this other Earthbound member? I think I would have gone with, like, someone like, who'd I have? Like, something like maybe one of the, someone from the Future Foundation, or maybe even Thor. I could see Thor in space. I mean, he's been in space. Or
yeah,
how about...
that's true.
Or how about one of the other Asgardians, like maybe since Loki's Loki's a big character now, how about Loki on Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, I would love to see, like, Balder or somebody like that on that team. That would be awesome.
Or what about Beta Ray Bill?
That's a perfect pick. Yeah, I was wrong. You're right. Beta Ray Bill would be awesome on this team. Where is he?
He's off with this group called the Annihilators.
Do they still get stories?
A few miniseries here and there. It's a team of him, Gladiator, Silver Surfer, and Ronan the Accuser.
That sounds awesome. I wasn't aware of this team existing, but the lineup is really cool.
Yeah. They the last time I saw them, they were in a book where they fought the Avengers.
Who won? The Avengers, right?
Well, they kind of just left after beating the almighty shit out of after this huge battle with the Avengers, and one of the other team members, Quasar, just said, "Hey guys, we're done kicking the shit out of you. We're gonna go now."
Quasar. I love that guy's name.
Yeah, so... Anyway, guys, I think we pretty much got to the most of this video, so... Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys let us know what you thought.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching, guys.
Later.